Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. New month, new set, and this is a game changer, and it might not be in a good way. Welcome G Set 8 Absolute Judgment. As usual, this video will follow our three-part structure, starting off with an overview of the events, then highlighting some key units, and lastly finish out with some insight into the competitive scene. So, let's get started. First of all, Set 8 was the month of May for JP. I have to do the obligatory statement that this video is mostly an informed or educated guess based on the JP experience, so take it with a grain of salt, but it should be close enough. First of all, this set actually features up to 7 clans. Split between 2 sets, we have Side Judgement and Side Blessing. Side Judgement includes Gear Chronicle, Link Joker, and Royal Paladin support, while Side Blessing includes Bermuda Triangle, Nectar, Pale Moon, and Granblue support. So what is good, you can feel free to skip to part 2 if you want to check out my key cards, and part 3 if you want to see how these units perform in the competitive scene. But before that, let's talk about events and other things. First of all, we have new skins for Gear Chronicle and for Mega Colony, so pick these up if you're interested. And of course, with the Mega Colony new skin, obviously there's a new clan event. This is run on the 4th to the 12th on JP, and you can see the boost skins on to the right. And after that, later into the month, we have the Genesis event, the second one, on the 20th to the 28th, and you can see the skins on the right as well. In terms of the rank rewards, for the first half of the month, we have the Grand Gallop for DP. And for the second half of the month, we have Yasui from Murakumo. It's some other changes to the game. We are moving towards a 12-card G-Zone starting on the first day of the new month. So this is quite valuable because we are going to be getting a lot new G options, and this will definitely bring more flexibility and fluidity into the game and more money into game studios' pockets. Another update is that Fenrir is getting a buff. Now, before it's a mandatory skill, but now it is a you may skill. So you may soul charge 3, and if you do, then it gets the following ability until end of turn. So this is really helpful because Genesis has always been suffering from soul charge issues, deck out issues, and this at least gives you a little bit of control when you want to use a skill or not. In terms of the fun stuff, we have the Dice event that happened from the 12th to the 20th, so middle of the month. You can definitely pick up the Mamoru for Kagero and Taiyo for Gold Paladin skins, home screens and packs and all that stuff. So here's the better look of the aesthetic stuff. The sleeves definitely look very cool, the banners as well. And here is a better look at the skins, so definitely very cool. There are other things for this month as well. This includes the Mew Mew campaign. So this includes getting packs. This includes getting exchanging for stuff with coins like the Vanguard sleeves. This includes the Divas Academy summer clothes set that you can purchase that guarantees you copies of some key Bermuda Triangle units in alt art and SP art, including Olivia, which is a really good card, and some other stuff too. So definitely quite neat, especially if you are a whale. So that's basically it. Not too many events going on this month, mainly overshadowed by the fact that there's 2 gachas, so everyone's busy grinding in order to actually get those units. But let's switch things up and talk about some key units from this set. Starting off with, we have Fides for Royal Paladin. Now, I think this is probably one of the key cards you definitely want to pick up. It's just really amazing, and it demonstrates the new keyword Brave. So you can check out what Brave does if you don't know that already. It basically is active when you have 3 or less cards in your hand. But what does Fides do? Fides is a Vanguard circle. Once per turn, you can turn a card face up in the G zone and discard a card to perform the following 2 abilities. First, you call a grade 2 from your deck, and if it has a Brave ability, you draw 1. So it's a wash. It's a +1 actually, because you discard 1, you call 1, and you draw 1. And then the second skill is you gain the following ability. Vanguard Circle GB3 Brave. When in attacks, if you have a face-up copy of Fides himself in the G zone, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it, and 2 of your units get +5k until end of turn. Now, the second skill is helpful, but the first skill I think is amazing. It makes it a first stride option, and that just lets you plus build up the board in case you brick and you just don't see your pieces. You need to fill up the board. So definitely very, very valuable of a unit. Second, we have Prism Image Sunshine Vert. Now, this is a bit interesting because I didn't expect this card to be that valuable, but it definitely is a key part of topping Bermuda lists right now, and definitely provides the pressure that you need to keep up with the pace in this current metagame. So, Vanguard Circle Limit Break 4. When it attacks, if you have a Prism Heart, this gets the following ability until the end of that battle. Vanguard Circle, at the end of that battle, G Persona, discard 3, and you may return up to 2 Prism Rearguards to your hand, and then put this into your G zone face up. Round a grade 3 Prism from your hand or deck, and if you roll, draw 2 cards. So it's really nice. It helps you dig deeper into your deck as well as multi-attack, and you could proc some interesting combos. Vanguard Circle on place as well, you may put one of each Avert, Rosa, and Clear from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck. So if you are missing pieces or whatever, I guess this can help you refuel and make sure that you have what you need to do stuff. Next, we have Tempest Calling Pirate King. Gosh! Hopefully I didn't mispronunciate this, but Granblue is in an interesting spot. I personally think that Granblue already has really great strides, but going into 12 card G zone, you don't really have 12 cards you really want to fill in. And so Gauche, even though it's a bit underwhelming, it is definitely worthy to be one of the 12 cards that you play in your game. When placed, Vanguard Circle, Soul Blast 1, Camera Blast 1, G Persona Blast. You checked to put up to 5 cards from your soul into the drop zone. For each card you put, call 1 card from your drop zone onto the board. And for each face-up card in your G zone, those units get plus 1k until end of turn. So this is really good when you're either very early into the game and you need to build up a board, or very late into the game when you just need to fill something up. You know, you're running out of card resources, whatever. I don't think there's a lot of soul charge opportunities in Granblue that you would purposely play to use Gauche properly to like maximize its value. But still, it's still a solid option. First strides, Bandit Rum is okay as well to enable multi-attacking and all that. And you have the big Ghosty, but Gauche is also there now in case you want an option to just fill up the board on place. Next, we have GG Chrono Dragon Gear Groovy. Now, just a reminder of what an auto ability is. It basically is an ability that activates when their condition is met, right? So, for example, skills like Next Stage, it lets you choose. There is a cost, and so it lets you choose whether or not you want to use it. But there are some cards that are auto abilities and cards that aren't. So if you're playing GG, you definitely want to look up into your cards and make sure that you can actually synergize with GG, I guess. So its skill is Vanguard Circle GB2 once per turn if you have a Chrono Jet Heart. G Persona Blast to choose up to 2 of your face-up Gear Dragon cards in your G zone, and this card gains all of their auto abilities. Change the cost of their G Persona to turn a card face up in the G zone face up with the same card name as this ability was gained from. The reason why they did this is because they don't want you to flip like multiple GGs. They want you to flip Next Stage for Next Stage skill. In addition, Vanguard Circle GB3, once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1, turn a card in your G zone face up to get plus 5k until end of turn. And so that way, this can be your second stride, and then you can already do some jank shenanigans with Gear Groovy, which is pretty fun. Next, we have Flower Princess of Balmy Breeze Ilmatar. Now, this card isn't that popular. You won't see this card in a lot of topping lists, and I'll explain why later. Vanguard Circle GB2, Camera Blast 1, G Persona Blast to draw 1 card. Choose one of your rearguards with a Bloom ability, and all your units with the same name as the chosen unit gains the following ability. Vanguard Rearguard Circle, when it hits a Vanguard, draw 1 card. Additionally, at the beginning of this turn's battle phase, if you have 3 or more rearguards with Bloom ability, until end of turn, this unit gets crit plus 1, and one of your rearguards can attack from the back row. So this actually gives you quite a bit of stuff, right? First of all, it gives you just card advantage. It lets you draw cards. It lets you get a crit, get attacking from the back row, multi-attacking. So there's a lot of stuff packaged into this one unit. But one of the reasons why it's not played that often is because Jingle Theoria exists. That deck is just probably the better variant at the moment. It's the cheaper variant at the moment. And Ilmatar requires Bloom, right? So you can see how Bloom just activates when another one of your units has the same card name as the unit possessing it, is placed on specific circles, blah, blah, blah. But because it needs the new mechanic, it doesn't really, I don't think you will need to dedicate more slots to make this work. and at the moment Thuria and all that stuff is just good enough that you don't really have the space for this unit. But I do think that down the line, when you get more support for Bloom and all that, this being able to do a lot of stuff, especially card draw, would be very helpful. So that's basically it for the top cards. Let's talk about some tournament results. So recently we had the Vanguard Zero Championship 2022 Spring, and here is the first place. We see Neo Nectars, again, as we mentioned, doesn't really showcase the new stuff, but Neo Nectars is still on top of the game. Then we have Bermuda Triangle with the new Prism support, and then we have Royal Paladin with the new Fides, with the new Brave stuff. So overall, you can see all the clans that got supported from this set is topping. So that's very nice to see if you're interested in investing into this set. Moving on, we have second place with Silk, also brought a similar lineup with Bermuda Triangle, Neo Nectar, and we have Gold Paladin. So I guess the difference here is that they are playing more of the new stuff. Actually, you're playing, for example, the Bloom PGs instead of the kind of charging PGs. You're playing different grade 3s. And Gold Paladin, it is still a Paladin clan. You still have the multi-attacking, you still have the superior calling, but it does play slightly differently. But it just really depends on your preference, and definitely give them a try if you're interested in Unite. And another list, we have top 4 with Osamu-chan. This time they brought Royal Paladins, Neo Nectars, and Pale Moon, all 3 again supported from this set. And you can see it's more of the Fides stuff, more of the Brave stuff. We have more of the classic Jingle Thuria stuff, and we have the new GR played in the Pale Moon as well, so that is cool. And lastly, we have a top 8 list from Kazushiru from Paspal, and they play Neo Nectars, Kagero, and Granblue. So Kagero supported from the last set, but they do play the new Cray Elemental, which removes resist, which is very, very cool. For Neo Nectars, basically Jungle Thuria again, and then for Granblue, you do play the new GR, so that is quite neat. So that's basically it. I hope that demonstrating some of the top lists from competitive scene gives you a kind of idea of how the gameplay is moving towards. Top decks is still going to be Neo Nectars, but there are some contenders like Royal Paladin, Gold Paladin, Bermuda Triangle, and then some others like Granblue, Pale Moon, right up there as well. So most of the clans supported from this set is competitive, but do they play a lot of the new stuff? Not really, except for Royal Paladin. So keep that in mind when you're rolling for this set, and I guess Royal Paladin and Bermuda Triangle. So keep that in mind when you're rolling for this new set. Consider which banner you're interested in. Consider what you want to play. Is it for fun? Is it to win games? Is it both? So think about that. Look at the results. Look at these lists for reference, and see for yourself. And that's basically it. While I try to reflect everything that went on in JP, the global experience is probably not going to be one-to-one to the JP experience. For example, the birthdays and the different timing for Aishi's birthday or anniversaries and stuff. So, consider everything I brought here, but mostly the rank rewards, mostly the events. It's basically set in stone, and we haven't seen any deviations since Global got released. So yeah, let me know down below if you're Team Judgment or Team Blessing, and definitely like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more. Thank you so much to Kamui, Tumelo, ZBD, and Casey for being YouTube members, and thank you to Melo again and Gladiator for being Twitch subs. So thank you all for the support. Appreciate it. Consider doing it if you want to support the channel, and until next time, bye.